私は誇り高き月光の死神。そう、私こそが月光の死神ケイシア。
Hey everyone, Silveroxis here, and the unit coming this week to Octopath Traveler Champions of the Continent is a long overdue one. It is the final Sacred Blaze unit to exist, including up into JP, because they have yet to release another one. Cassia, the Moonlit Maverick. It's a very cool design. It's just really unfortunate that she herself is not great. So what does she do? So she is a hunter, and her role is a bow DPS / support. Her special abilities is that she can shave 10 AoE shields easily and grant herself potency up for larger nukes and infinite BP. Her preferred weapons would be Brilliant Bow for damage cap, period. Dreadrot Bow is better only in Celestia due to the fact that it has 58 cap, but over Brilliant's 100k cap. So if you're in Orstera, use Brilliant. If you have the for preferred accessories, it'd be, if you're actually trying to main her, would be damage cap all the way, as she needs it, as her nuke hit counts are very low, and she does get damage cap multiplier with TP level 2 that will help somewhat. That's kind of like the theme with her, is that she either released way too late to be good, or she released way too early because she needs TP2 to be good, except that other units with TP2 just completely blow her out of the water, so it's just damned if you do, damned if you don't. For her passive skills plus latent power, her first passive is that while she's at full HP, she grants the front row 15% physical attack and bow damage up. The 6-star skill evolution will also grant the front row 30,000 damage cap up. That is at least some damage cap. It could be better, but oh well. Her 3-star passive is that while she's in the front row, she will raise the passive physical attack limit to 50% to all front row hunters. It's kind of annoying that she can't backpack this. She has to be in the front row. It would be a little easier to use her if you could just throw her in the back and then make all other hunters that are way better than her stronger. Her TP latent power, it has a 3 turns initial cooldown and a 4 turns reuse cooldown. And what it does is when you activate it for that turn, she'll grant herself Evil Eye Unleashed for 1 turn. And what Evil Eye Unleashed does is it grants herself 100% potency up. It allows her to ignore evasion and damage nullification effects. And all her physical attacks can exploit wind and dark weaknesses while that buff is active. When TP level 2, the enhancement releases in the future, the potency up will become 200%, allowing her to hit even harder and reach cap easier. As a reminder, TP level 2 is not yet released for global. I would estimate that is coming in potentially as soon as late July or August. It could be later, but it could be soon. So just we'll keep people up to date, and I will definitely make a guide for it. For moving on to her skills, her base kit, she has a 1-hit single target bow that exploits light with power increased by 1.2 times at max boost. A 2-hit AoE bow that exploits light that inflicts 15% physical defense down for 2 turns. A front row 15% physical attack, bow damage up, and 30,000 damage cap up for 2 to 5 turns, plus grants 1 BP to hunters. Then she has a self regen plus self SP regen for 3 to 6 turns, and if max boosted, she will also heal herself and restore 100 SP to herself and grant herself 1 BP regen for 3 turns. Then she has a 4-hit random target bow that exploits light, and each hit has a medium 50% chance to inflict 15% bow resistance down for 2 turns. This is unironically her best nuke in current active gameplay because of the hit count and the potency. She does have a 5-hit cover, but the potency sucks. Then she has a Swift Strike skill for start of turn for 2 to 5 turns. It's a 2-hit AoE bow that exploits light, and it'll also implant 2 stacks of bow weakness. So yeah, you can use this to make her a breaker or just to do extra shield damage. Her 4-star skill is the 5-hit AoE bow that I mentioned exploits light, but you can look at that potency. It's really bad. Even with 100% potency, it only goes to 5 times 90, which can make that really hard to cap depending on how high your damage cap can be. So sometimes even 1 less hit for a lot less potency might matter if you're not reaching cap with the 5-hit. Then she has a single ally 15% physical attack / bow damage up for 2 to 5 turns, and if the target is a hunter, also add 20% of her magic attack to the target's P attack for 2 to 5 turns. This is just kind of bad because it's only a single ally. The skill actually might be decent if it was front row. Then she has a 2-hit single target bow that exploits light with plus 50,000 damage cap. The power increases by 1.5 times at max boost. This will be kind of decent when the damage cap multiplier releases, since it has a little bit of bonus damage cap, but honestly, you're going to only be wanting to use her ult, and we'll get to that. Then her TP skill, which is actually decently good for herself, is that it's limited to 3 uses per battle, but it gives her an extra use of her EX skill, regardless if you've used it or not, so you can use it to just get more uses. Plus, also grants her Fighting Spirit for 3 to 6 turns, which Fighting Spirit just means you have infinite BP. Like, if you have 5 BP, or if you have, like, 3 plus BP, once you activate Fighting Spirit, like, activate this buff, or if you max boost it, you'll slowly get your BP back. But it basically just means that if you have BP, you will not use BP. So if you use this TP skill, like, without boosting at all on turn 1, then for the next 2 turns after the skill is used, you have infinite BP, and you can just max boost twice in a row. If you max boost this to get 6 turns, then you'll probably need some sort of BP regen or something like that to then get the BP, to then have infinite BP. The TP level 2 enhancement will make this usable 4 times per battle, and will also make her latent power cooldown reduced by 4 turns, which will then just make it immediately available. So that does kind of help her gameplay loop, so she can just constantly keep giving herself potency up for nukes. Unfortunately, she can't give herself potency up for both turns of break, no matter what you do. Her EX skill plus ultimate technique. Her EX skill has 1 total use, but you can get more with the TP skill. And it's unlocked when there's an enemy with 10 or more shields, so you cannot use this nuke. And it's a 10-hit AoE bow that exploits light and grants herself Evil Eye Unleashed for 2 turns, which is just basically giving it to her for the next turn, because, like, you're already used the skill this turn. The potency is abysmal anyway, so it's a shaving shield anyway. So it's a shaving shield skill regardless. So it doesn't really matter that it requires 10 plus shields. You couldn't nuke with 10 times 20 anyway. Moving on to her ultimate technique, it is a damage class ultimate called Moonlit Madness. It is a 2-hit AoE bow that exploits light with plus 50,000 damage cap, 2 to 4 times 295 power, and if self has Evil Eye Unleashed, she'll double cast this ultimate, hence that's why it can be a 4-hit. At ult 10, the power scales to 2 times to 340 and gains 100,000 damage cap, and at ult 20, the power scales to 420 power and gains plus 150,000 damage cap. So when she does have TP level 2, this will become her best nuking option because of the plus 150,000 damage cap and the high potency of 420, which is decent. That'll get, I'm not going to do the exact math, but that's going to get close to 2 times power, 2 times damage cap multiplier. So that'll make it kind of decent being a 4-hit. Unfortunately, Finn is still blowing that out of the water. Like, not even now he's blowing that out of the water, and then when he gets TP to level 2, it's probably going to blow it out of the water even more. Unless they screw up and don't give him damage cap multiplier, which would be really dumb. Anyway, at ult 20, she'll gain 30% charge per BP, 60% with AU, and it takes 6 BP to fully charge, 3 BP with AU. 200% gauge activation bonus is Super Burst, which means this ult gains a stackable 50% potency up to its damage. AU priority, once TP level 2 hits, this becomes her best nuke by far, so AU is better if actively using her, otherwise Awakening should go towards her A4. Onto her Awakenings plus A4 accessory plus TP level 2 bonus. A1 is great for better stats, as her base stats are not very good. A2 is a luxury, it's not super needed. A3, HP to live is always good, and A4 accessory is called the Moon-Soaked Eye Patch. It gives 100 physical attack and 40 magic attack. It grants self 15% physical attack and bow damage up, and at full HP, self gains 50,000 damage cap up. And also, while in the front row, self gains 500 HP regen plus 10 SP regen. The A4 tier rating for this is basically like an S tier, S plus tier. It's not quite a must pull, but it's very good, because this is a very solid A4 with a decent damage cap that also buffs speed attack and bow damage, and gives some survivability with bonus HP regen and the bonus SP regen. While Cassia herself is not a great unit, spoilers, she does have a very worthwhile A4 to shard for over time if you do end up getting her. Paid select her in December. This, however, is not good enough to fully warrant pulling for her. The TP level 2 bonus with both active plus passive level 2s unlocked will be the damage cap multiplier you might have heard about, which is you take the total skill potency multiplied by 0.0025 plus 0.75, and this will equal your total damage cap multiplier. This multiplier multiplies every source of damage cap by this value for that attack. If you, for example, if you have 500 potency on an attack, that would equal a 2 times modifier, for example. So then you would basically take, if your damage cap was 1 million, you would basically be able to go up to 2 million damage. It's that simple. Only skill potency matters, for which does not include any modifiers to power present within the skill. Potency up from other buffs do not count towards this. So yeah, if it has like a potency modifier within the skill itself, then it counts because it shows on the potency. Like basically the potency number that you see when you max boost in game or whatever is the potency that the damage cap multiplier takes into effect. Very simple. And that's going to be a big deal in the future. For an optimal skill loadout, skill 1, the TP skill to get extra EX skill uses in Fighting Spirit because infinite BP is amazing. Skill 2, the 2-hit bow with plus 50,000 damage cap might be your better nuking option, or you could take the 4-hit random target bow interchangeably. Skill 3, front row 15% P attack, bow damage, 30,000 damage cap up, because you always need more damage cap, and if you're running, seriously trying to run her, you're probably running in her team with Hugeb, so then he and Hugeb could both do a skill and cap each other's buffs, active buffs instantly together. And then, like I said, if you have skill 4 or swap with skill 2, depending on the 4-hit random target bow, it also debuffs, it also does active bow res down, which is useful. It's the best nuking option pre-TP2 because her 5 hits potency is very low. If you super duper min-max the damage formula, see the link, the video link below about a guide to do that, you could probably cap with her 5 hits, so then I would use that instead, but just depending on the thing. But like I said, she's just not that great, so I wouldn't be using her to begin with. Unit synergy, Cassia really only helps bow teams, and along with Hugeb can cap passives quite easily. Hugeb is a great bow support that can work with Cassia to cap buffs easily. Finn is the strongest bow DPS in the game by far and should be run in any bow team. Kilns is an amazing bow support with his ult and can tank. Aviette is the goated support for pets in ult and divine beasts and more. Shanna is still the goat for all allies regen and undying as needed. Moruso EX has the enlightenment buff, I can't speak, to allow exploiting any weakness plus ultimate damage cap up, and potency up for a second turn of break as needed. And Dark Priestess is the same as Moruso EX, but with her ult to allow exploit options as well. If you don't have Moruso EX, that's just a valid option, because if you want to run bow teams on fights that aren't weak to bow, then you can do that. And some people like to do that. It kind of just depends on how you want to build your teams. So, to pull or not to pull, plus overall rating, Cassia is textbook released too late and too soon. She becomes a decent unit once TP2 comes with damage cap multiplier, although she still pales in comparison to how powerful Finn will be with TP2. It's just she lacks damage cap and hit counts to be useful now, and even with the damage cap multiplier, she's not even reaching a 2x multiplier in her best nuke, with extra cap being her ultimate, so her damage will still pale in comparison long term. She can reliably shave shields with her EX skill, but that's not really anything super special either anymore. Her best thing is honestly just owning a copy to maybe shard towards her pretty solid A4. It isn't game-changing or worth the entire unit pull, but it is pretty solid and maybe worth the paid selector depending on the account. As always, pull advice is just advice. Please pull responsibly and have fun your way. Tier 4, free-to-play, skip. Tier 3, low spin / passes, skip. Tier 2, Dolphin, A0 at most, or skip for selector. Tier 1, Whale, A4 AU, and have fun with that. Overall rating, DPS C tier, support A, heal D, tank not available, overall tier low B. Like, very, very low B tier. Really cool design. But yeah, she's just not that great, and Finn literally released last week too, and whether you pulled him or not, like, I just don't think she's worth it, and Sacred Blaze as a banner is just kind of dead at this point. Like, none of the units in it are very good, sadly, anymore. Like, even Canary got phased out, which is crazy. So, like I said, I don't know what NetEase is doing. I mean, they're just dropping her to get her out, because she's kind of late, technically speaking, in our release schedule. So, yeah, she's out. Next week will probably be a rerun. And then we have Final Fantasy VI Part 2 banners on July 9th, so look forward to that. I should be able to have a review up for that, as I am gradually recovering, so I was able to make this review as well. Thanks to everyone that supports the channel. I love you all, and I will keep doing my best to hopefully return in full recovery from my illnesses soon to be able to continue making content. And I will see everybody in the next video, so please like and subscribe for more COC content to come, and share it around and help get some more views and stuff. Every little bit helps me grow, and I can continue making content for you guys. Otherwise, I love you all, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.